Welcome back. Today we're going to tie a free-swimming caddis larva, and this one is the larva of the brown traveler sedge that we have in my area. They're found in faster flowing streams with rocks in them. They do not build webs or cases like the other caddis larvae. These are just free roaming. They are omnivorous, where they eat both other small insects or dead material on the rocks or vegetation. Since they are a free swimming, the currents will catch them a lot of times, and they will ride the current of the river down, and that's why I kind of like to tie them on a swimming nymph hook, or if you want to, you can just take a straight longer shank hook and bend it upward at about 30 degrees. As you can see, I spun my thread counterclockwise, so it gives my thread a flatter base to wrap my hook shank with. And I'm going to take this down, too much twist there. And I'm going to take this down to the end and stop it there. Since these insects have gills to breathe with, both on the rump and underneath, I'm going to use ostrich herl to represent these gills, and so I'm going to tie these on with a couple loose wraps. And with the loose wraps, then you can take and pull these in to the size that you want them sticking out the back. And that is about right. And then I'm going to tie this down, and I'm going to bring these back and tie them underneath as my bottom gills. And then straighten these up a little bit. There we go. Next, take a section of Ultra UTC wire in the BR size in olive and tie a tag of it on out the back. You only need about 2 inches probably. And we're going to tie this on at about the bend, and then work it all the way back again to where you tied in your gills. For the abdomen, I use Stretch Magic, which is a beading rubber thread. You can get it at any of your craft stores, Hobby Lobby, can't think of the others, but anything you want to, any place you want to get it, a lot of the variety stores and that handle it. And so I'm going to cut a piece of this off and tie it with to the abdomen. As you can see, I've cut that tubing. It isn't a tubing, it's a solid core piece of rubber, but put a I cut it at an angle so that it'd be easier for the thread to catch. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to wrap this up. Let's get these out of the way. Put them back on my hook. And then start wrapping this cord. I'm going to kind of try and thicken this part of the body a little bit. And then I'm just going to let the cord push my thread forward. And that kind of helps holding the cord tight. Getting it over that band is kind of a booger. And then I'm going to tie it off right there. At this point, it's a good place to change your color of your thread. So I'm going to change it from green to black. And then cut my black tag off. And cut my green thread off. At this time, I'm going to take a green, it's an olive green permanent marker, and color that cord of my body. And so having the green underwrap with your thread and then painting the surface of it, it gives it a really nice green body. Now I'm going to take the peacock curl and bring it forward underneath the body for my gills. And you want to keep it pretty centered on the underside of the body. Like that right there. That looks awful good. And tie that off. And then go ahead and clip the remainder of the gills off. And make a couple wraps with your thread down your thorax, covering up the gills, the tag of the gills. Now we're ready to reinforce those gills by taking your olive wire and wrapping them up the segments of your cord. And then tie that off. This is when I like to take a mustache brush or an eyebrow or eyelash or whatever it is brush and kind of comb those gills downward. And you can see that makes them show up really well. I'm going to bring my thread back down to the beginning of the thorax, and I'm going to tie on my shell case or shell back. So I've taken a dark brown scud back or shell back material, and this is a step you really don't have to do. You can just tie it all off with your black thread, but I kind of like to add this. It gives it a little bit more class or a little bit better look. And so I'm going to take this and tie this on so it's pointing backwards, but you want to make sure that when it comes over, it's going to be in the center of the thorax. We're going to pull this in over a little bit. There we go. Tie it down some more. And then just flip this back. Making sure it still comes over the center, which it's doing quite nicely. And then just let that hang and we'll get the legs ready to put on. As I said, this larva is kind of a predator, and so I'm going to use, it has claws on its legs, so I'm going to use a pheasant tail feather, and I'm going to pull these strands off like that. You can see it leaves little teeny hooks on the edge that look like claws. So I'm going to place half of them on this side of the hook and kind of pointing forward and down, just like that. And when you get them to where you want them, you can take your other side and tie them on the other side of the hook as legs. So they look like this. Oh, those look really good. Yeah. Now we're going to take the shell back and we're going to pull it over, hold it down flat, and tie it off. Making sure it's in the center of the hook. And then fold this back. Cut it off. And go ahead and pull your legs back. Make a couple turns in front. Use your half hitch tool. Tie it off. Straighten your legs out the way you like them. Just like that. And then I'm going to add a drop of head cement to back. You can use head cement, you can use fingernail polish, ultraviolet glue, anything you want here, just to give it a little bit of a shine. And that's your swimming caddis larva. Very, very good fly for streams with large rock bottoms and tailwaters. I hope you have fun with it, and it will catch fish. So please give me a like and come back and see me again.